2 days after an alleged Israeli airstrike in Rafah that killed at least 45 Palestinians, the IDF says a hidden store of Hamas weapons might have been the actual cause of the deadly blaze that tore through tents. It says the airstrike, which targeted the Hamas commanders in the adjacent area, small munitions were used in it, and that could not ignite such a fire. The statement comes as reports are emerging that Israeli tanks have advanced at the heart of Rafah for the first time. After a night of heavy bombardment, Israeli attacks in Rafah has killed at least 21 Palestinians. According to authorities in Gaza, although Israel's military has denied striking a tent camp in west of Rafah, which Israel has designated as a civilian evacuation zone. The latest assault comes as Israel's 3-week-old Rafah offensive has stirred renewed outrage and prompted an outrage from global leaders. Israel's ally, the US, has reiterated its opposition to a major Israeli ground offensive in Rafah, but says it did not believe such an operation is underway. Washington says it still considers Israel's assault on the southern Gaza city of Rafah as limited in scope, despite a weekend Israeli attack that left 45 people dead, as a blaze tore through a camp for displaced people. Describing the U.S. view of what would constitute a major offensive in Rafah, White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby says it will involve large numbers of troops in some sort of coordinated maneuver against multiple targets on the ground. He says that this will be a major operation and they have not seen yet. Meanwhile, according to reports, Algeria has presented a draft resolution to the United Nations Security Council calling for an end to Israel's offensive in Rafah and an immediate ceasefire. This comes after Algeria called a meeting on Tuesday after Israeli strike killed 45 people at a tent in Rafah. And for more on this, our correspondent Jody Cohen has sent us this report on the United Nations Security Council holding an emergency meeting to discuss Israel's operation in Rafah.
Right, so Israel has been accused of 2 strikes in the past 48 hours. The first was a strike that killed 2 top Hamas commanders, and around 40 civilians were killed in a subsequent fire. An IDF spokesperson, Daniel Hagari, gave a statement, and he said that the IDF operated according to international law, that the target was 1.7 kilometers away from the humanitarian zone where civilians were evacuated, and the small munitions used could not have ignited a fire of that size. He said that Gazan social media shows secondary explosions indicating that the fire may have been caused by Hamas weapons stored in the area near civilians, and said that an investigation will be swift, thorough and transparent. Now, the second incident involves Hamas allegations of a strike which killed 21 inside the humanitarian zone, but the IDF suggested that these are false accusations and said that they did not strike there. Nonetheless, Algeria has said that they would present a draft UN Security Council resolution calling to stop the killing in Rafah.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.